Karibu sana John.
Asante.
We start with your family, your wife, your children. Say something nice to them, then we shall continue.
Wow. Thank you very much, Eric, for hosting me in the Uchao show, a very important program, cutting across various issues that are affecting us. And I'm privileged to be here. So my family at home, my lovely wife, Nancy, my 2 children, I have 2 children, a boy and a girl, Sylvanas and Hadassah. And we thank God for them. So I greet you, and I love you so much.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing. Let's get to your story. Who is John Kimani? Tell us about yourself. Na pia katika uhalisia wako wa kufunza.
Yeah, briefly I want to just say that I am a born again Christian, a teacher who is born again. And I was born in Kiambu County, a place called Duberry, where I have grown, and I have schooled there. I schooled at Riera Primary School, just here in Kiambu. Then I cleared class 8. I went to high school, known as Sieda High School, just here in Kiambu. Though later I transferred to Tinganga Secondary School, where I cleared my Form 4. And later, I just joined the world without knowing what to do in life. I didn't have a mentor to tell me, follow this route. Yeah, there was just there. What can I do? Yet I have some interest. First of all, I chose to pursue accounting. Then accounting, I did several units. I found I'm somehow lost because I got so many referrals, you know. And I said, this is not me, because I knew I'm a person who can speak, a person who can express, and who cannot stay in an office. You know, I'm accountant. There are people who are reserved, people who are introverts, most of them. They cannot, they are okay with staying in an office. But myself, I'm somehow outgoing, and I said, that is not my area. I discovered that is not my area. So I just dropped. Then, fortunately, I joined Bible school here at Word of Faith Bible College for 2 years. Then I got a chance to teach, to volunteer teaching in our own school, Word of Faith High School, back in 2013. So for 1 year, that's when I discovered who I am. I discovered my purpose in life, that my purpose is to train people, my purpose is to instill knowledge. I just enjoyed it. Yeah, I didn't decide to teach. I discovered to teach. Because purpose is not about decision, it's about discovery. And from that point, I made a choice, I made as a decision, I want to follow this route of education. I didn't know how to go about it. I just connected myself with a teacher who advised me on which university to go, which subjects, depending on your competencies, depending on your KCSE results. Because in education, for you to specialize, there are things they look at. You cannot just say, I'm feeling like teaching math. Unasikia hesabu nalala. You can't do that. So they have to look at your KCSE results. And in Kenya today, for you to specialize in subjects, you have to do at least 2. Okay, at most 2 subjects. And there's that combination. For you to teach, for example, English and literature, you must have C+ and above. And of course, the mini grade right now is C+, mini grade for all the subjects. For you to pursue bachelors of education. So when I looked at my KCSE results, I had several options. I had done very well in biology, but biology had no combination. Because for you to do biology, you have to combine it with a science or with mathematics. But now mathematics, sikuwa nimefikisha C+, I had a C, so that was an X. Yeah, then I went to another combination, yeah, CRE. CRE must go with geography. Yeah, I had done geography, but I felt geography is not my area. And CRE, to be a born again Christian, then you teach CRE, I felt I was good to that class.
Utafungua kanisa.
Yes. Yes. Nitaanza kuhubiri huko. Actually, yes, I remember in Word of Faith High School, I was teaching math in one lesson. Then nikaona hawa watu waelewi hesabu. Then I started opening the scriptures. Yeah, so that now I can help them. We now asked for divine intervention. Yeah, then I flowed. Yeah. Eventually, now I called an altar call in class. You know, all the boys give their lives to Jesus. Yeah. So I said I can't go with CRI because I knew I can't even finish the syllabus. And second, I can't do a pastor instead of being a teacher. So I said no. Even if I qualified, I can't go that way. So I now chose English and literature, and that's what I have done. I have specialized in for 4 years in Kenyatta University, and that's what I'm practicing today. Yet today I'm not just a specialized teacher, because right now I'm posted in a junior secondary school, and we are teaching various learning areas. We are calling them learning areas today. You know, no calling them subjects. They are learning areas. Though I have taught in various schools. I started with Word of Faith High School from 2013 to 2018 for 5 good years. Then I joined Kiambu Township for my teaching practice. For 1 term, you go for 1 term teaching practice. Also joined Kio River Secondary School. I taught for 2 terms. I also joined another school in Karen called Pistis. That's another curriculum, ACE, Accelerated Christian Education. Yeah, I know you have heard about it. I just taught there for 1 month. Then after that, I stayed. Corona came for a long time. I think I stayed jobless for almost a year.
What had happened to the one that you taught for 1 month only?
Pistis. What happened is that you know, I was moving from Kiambu to Karen. So when I did
a distance,
my calculations, I found I'm not saving anything, because fare to and fro was about 350. Yeah, then there's lunch. So and what we are earning, it is not adding up. Yeah, it's not adding. So I just had to quit. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was saying that then I stayed for a whole year. Then I started my own business. I used to sell various items, baby diapers, all over. Yet I'm a graduate, remember that. But I had to do something so that I can meet my family needs. Remember, I was married then, and I'm still married right now. Yeah, so I had to do something. Then after that, the business didn't do well. In the, I think the month from, I started it in April 2020 to around September. It didn't do well. Then I got an opportunity of selling feeds, animal feeds, at a place called Ikino, in Kiambu. Frabo Feeds. There I just went as an accountant. Remember I told you I had done some basics. I had done some ATC. Accounting courses. So that's when I utilized that. So I came to realize there's nothing useless in this life. Even if you find yourself doing some courses, one day you'll need them. Because the reason why they employed me, because I told them I have this experience, I have this education, I have done accounting, of course in a basic way, and they were okay with that. So I worked there for like 3 months. Yeah, 3 months up to around from September to around December. Yeah, then it happened. I got an advert from St. Joseph's Githogori. They are looking for a teacher, English literature, and very soon. They are just urgent. So I took an action. Yeah, I just applied via an email, and I was called for an interview. 5 of us, we were there in January, and I passed the interview. So I taught there for a whole year, and some months, like 7 months. Then the government now advertised jobs for the junior secondary school teachers. I applied last year, December. And we were around more than 400 applicants here in Kiambu, because they were targeting people from Kiambu. You have heard about delocalization. They want to deal with that issue once and for all, so I don't have to be employed in Kericho or in Kisumu. Yet they want to reduce those movements, whereby I'm located in Kiambu, yet okay, my family is in Kiambu, and I'm working all over. I'm far away from my home. So they are now changing that. So luckily enough, out of 400 applicants, we were selected 14 of us by the TSC. And I got posted in February this year at Kangoya Primary School. Whereby now we are teaching the first cohort of junior secondary students. Actually, we are pioneers and we are grateful, because this is our baby. They're telling us this is our baby. We have to nurture this baby until it comes to fruition. And we are learning a lot, even as we teach. Though there are so many challenges, we are going to discuss that later. And I'm happy. Right now, I have a permanent job.
Wow.
Yeah. Through it all, God has rewarded my faithfulness. Yeah. And I have not given up throughout the journey. And ni Mungu tu.
Wow.
Tunashukuru.
Imekuwa safari.
Ni safari.
Imekuwa safari.
Yes.
Journey of faith. And thank you so much for giving us that testimony. I know it is of a great blessing to somebody that is watching you right there. Kuona hiyo safari. Na ni mrefu. Before you got to where you have got to right now. God is faithful. Now, getting to this thing about CBC, sisi kama wazazi tunajiuliza, first of all, the first question at the very top is, what is CBC?
Yeah, CBC, I know it's an issue. Those are the issues. C stands for competence, B stands for based, and C stands for curriculum. So, CBC is here to develop competencies. And in CBC there are 7 competencies that the government, through the guide of KICD. KICD stands for Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development in Kenya. And they came up with 7 competencies that this learner will develop as he learns. Such as, number 1, we have first competence is called communication and collaboration. When you come to class, Eric, you're going to realize there's a new arrangement. You know, in 844 we used to stay facing the teacher, but in CBC, learners face each other. Wow. You know, because they want to collaborate, they want to communicate with each other. They stay in a group. Like in my class, I have like 9 groups. I have 40 learners. We have group them in 9, and they face each other. That means the teacher is not supposed to be them to be the one who is now teaching, like the 844. Learners are learning from each other. They are collaborating. When you give them a question, they have to work together fast. Before the teacher now comes and give them the answers, they have to work fast. Because ukiangalia hata vitabu za CBC, they don't start with a question. They start with an activity. You give them an activity to do. Then afterwards, they will tell you what they have learned from that activity. yeah, activity. So they learn from themselves first. Teacher just stays there to not to teach. Actually, we are not called teachers in CBC. We are called facilitators. We are there to facilitate learning. We are there to guide the learners, not to teach them, because this is not a teacher-centered curriculum whereby the teacher knows it all. Yeah. Here we are encouraging learners to learn from themselves first. They are guided by the books that the government has provided. The teacher just stays there to facilitate. So these are, I was saying about the 7 competences. Number 1 is communication and collaboration. Number 2, we have digital literacy. Yeah, you know, in 21st century, we are in 21st century, and one of the key area that we have to ensure learners have is digital know-how. They are able to use digital devices. They are able to interact with the internet, and that's where the world is. So in every strand, in CBC we don't call them topics, we call them strands. There is a place whereby you have to use a device. You have to search for information. Yeah. You have to do that. Yeah. Digital literacy is one of the competencies. Number 3, we have what we call self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is whereby the learner is able to express themselves. The learner is able to do something on his own. You know, they have to be self-driven. Yeah, there are people who are able to stand before people and address a particular issue. For example, we were talking about leadership in class, and we were trying to help learners to do a speech. Yeah, and they come up with a speech on leadership. How can I become? Who is an effective leader? How can I lead effectively? And they could express themselves. Actually, there are so many presentations in class. It's only 40 minutes. You tell the learners to discuss something to do with leadership. Then there is presentation. Yeah. When you were learning, did you have any presentation? The teacher was presenting everything. Yeah.
The teacher was presenting everything.
Everything. So now today, learners, they have that skill, presentation skills, and now that boosts their confidence. Huyo learner hata akitoka shule hata ogopa watu. Yeah, because kitu amezoea. Another competence is called citizenship. Citizenship is all about knowing your rights as a citizen, knowing your duties, like paying tax. You know, today we're talking about taxes. Some of us, the reason why we are feeling the pinch is because we didn't know it's our duty to pay taxes. Yeah, I don't want to go to that direction. Yeah, our privileges as citizens, our privileges, they are taught as early as now. Yeah, that is now digital competence. Sorry, that is another competence. The other one is critical thinking and problem solving. Critical thinking and problem solving. For example, Eric can ask you, we were taught A for what?
Apple.
For apple. That's what you have been taught. You have been close like that. But a learner in CBC will ask you, why not A for aeroplane? Yeah? Why not B? You knew B for boy. Yeah? Why not B for book? They are critical. They have an open mind, not closed mind. They are going to criticize, yeah, what you are learning. Yeah? Problem solving in math. They are able to solve many problems because we are preparing these learners. Yeah, to when they come out of school, they will solve problems. Yeah, they're not going to create problems of joblessness. They are going to create jobs. You know, that is one of the competence that the CBC is developing. Another competence is what we call learning to learn, because we are saying learning is a process, and learning is a continuous process. It never ends. And in CBC, the learner is learning. Yeah, the learner, we are assessing the learning, not the teaching. has the learner learned anything at the individual level? Yeah, what is he learning? Yeah, we are looking for a progress. Yeah, is the learner progressing from A to B? Is moving from A to B? How is the progress? Yeah, those are 7 competencies developed in CBC. Then we also have values infused in learning. Yeah, because CBC is also value based. Yeah, there are values that are instilled in this learner. One of the values, we have responsibility. We are training, the CBC is infusing responsibility, personal responsibility first to this learner, the person who is going to be responsible. Yeah, ati akipata uchafu pale nje, yeah, he will take it. Yeah, atachukua na ipeleke where it is supposed to be taken. But ukiangalia 844, hata ukiona unasema that is not my responsibility. Kuna mtu ameajiriwa huko, ni yeye anastahili kufanya nini? Wakuosha, wakufagia. That's not your responsibility. The value is respect, whereby you respect each other. When they are working as a group, they have to respect each other. They have to respect my opinion. They have to respect my suggestions, my ideas in the group. The other value is love. They love one another as they work together. That unity, you give them a project. Yeah, a project. They have to work together. Yeah, they have to be united for them to succeed. Yeah, unity. Yeah, the other one is patriotism. They have to love their country. They have to do everything possible for their own country first. Yeah, then we have integrity, a very important value that everybody needs. Yeah, issue of honesty, you know, issue of being accountable. It's all about it is covered in integrity, whereby we are raising learners, whereby they know corruption is bad, and corruption is sin. You know, corruption is something that is making us lose many opportunities, not here in our country, even outside there. Yeah, like investors, they are coming here because now of the corruption levels in our country, they can't invest here. They can't trust yeah, our nation. But now we want to change that narrative, or that student, that learner, that citizen, to be a man and a woman of integrity. Yeah, and I believe education is one of the tools that can help our government to deal with corruption. The last one is peace. Those are 7 values. We have 7 competencies, and we have 7 values that we get from the CBC. And the goal of a CBC is to produce a holistic individuals with competencies, those I have mentioned, values that I have mentioned. We also have knowledge. We also have skills. Yeah, one of the things that we are encouraging our learners is to develop skills. Like PE in 844, ilikuwa unaenda tu nje. It was an outdoor activity. Just go there because you just go and play anything. But today CBC, it is from grade 4 to all the way. Yeah, like I'm a teacher of PE right now. We are learning netball in the class. We are learning handball. We are going to learn athletics. Yeah, you know, the kitabu ulikuwa unafanya athletics because of games. Is it competition? But nowadays it is something that is you are learning. Yeah, how can I become like Omanyara? You know, how can I become like Messi? Yeah, those talents. How can we develop these talents? Kwa sports, yeah, kwa physical education. We are learning that. Those are the skills we are trying to develop that are necessary for this highly competitive world. The world is competitive, and as Kenyans, we have to go through CBC, and we have to adapt it. We have to embrace it, because it is bringing more good. You know, it is making our learners to become better each and every day. And you're going to see the change. You may not, the parents, our parents may not see the change right now. I know right now they are complaining, tunaitishwa kuku, tunaitishwa mahidi, ambao haijakomaa kabisa. Yeah, they are complaining. But now, 10 to 15 years, I'm telling you, that parent who was complaining, he will be saying, thank God for CBC. Because this learner is well equipped, yeah, holistically. He is not just prepared for exam, apana, he is prepared for life. Yeah. Yeah, because 844 was preparing us for exams. It was a do or die. Nikikosa kupita class 8, mimi nimekusha. That's why there's some of them who are committing suicide. It's a do or die. Yeah, KCSE kama hujapata C+ and above, wewe you are useless. But CBC, every learner is useful in the society. Hakuna lana abaye atapotea. Yeye tu akujitakia sema mimi sitaki shule. Yeah, but if he goes through the curriculum, goes through the program, I'm telling you, hakutakuwa na mashida about tuko nayo today, ya joblessness, ya robbery, drug abuse, you know, because in the CBC they are what we call PCIs. PCI stands for pertinent contemporary issues. It is dealing with today's issues like drug abuse and alcoholism, you know, like cyber safety, you know, good governance, yeah, health, like you have lifestyle diseases. You know, there's a topic on drug abuse, like in English, there's a topic at the drug, not topic, I said strand. You know, we normally now use strand. Drug abuse. Then nafuza nouns, lakini the emphasis is about drug abuse. You are creating awareness to this learner. Yeah, unawafunza mambo ya nouns, but the pertinent issue here is drug abuse. How can I avoid drugs, you know? How can I live a drug free how can I live without drugs, you know? How can I live in a healthy way, because we are dealing with the lifestyle diseases like diabetes, like high blood pressure, we are learning even how they are supposed to eat. Si kula tu mutura kila pahali ukipata kuku na choma pale you just eat. No, we are training them to eat even healthy. Now that is CBC, and it's a very, very good curriculum. Wow. We thank God for the government of Kenya.
Wow, amazing. I know now we are informed, and thank you so much for. I love it from your explanation. I think having gone through for us, we did the previous curriculum, and listening to the insight of the new, it is more lovable. What would you say are some of the key benefits of CBC, differentiating from the former curriculum of 844?
Okay, one of them is that the teacher is given, in the 844, the teacher was given tools to teach. Anapewa vitabu, anapewa kama ni lab, anapewa those what do we call them? Anapewa all the chemicals, you know, anapewa everything by the government to teach. But in CBC, you're finding that learners are given tools to learn. Yeah, you are not there to just bombard them with information. They are learning by themselves. I said that you as a teacher, you're just there to facilitate them. And when you just see that, you're able to see this learner would benefit, because number one, he is self-driven. Number two, he's working at his own pace. Yeah, and of course, all the learners in CBC, I had said they are taken care of. Yeah, and now we are going to even to discuss learners with special needs. Yeah, we are going to discuss learners who are not who don't know how to read and write. Yeah, but there's something they know. They are good at sports, you know. They are good at music, you know. They will pursue that. And I will discuss the paths. After junior secondary school, there are 3 paths you are going to follow. Maybe I can just mention it here briefly. There are 3 paths. Ukimaliza huyu mwanafunzi akimaliza junior secondary, there are 3 paths the government has come up with. Number one of the paths is called arts and sports. Huyu mwanafunzi ako sawa na mambo ya kuchora, ya kudance, you know, kucheza ball, ya athletics.
Wow.
Hata kama hesabu iko inaigia, mchezo iko inaigi. So he will follow that path in senior secondary school. There will be schools, senior secondary schools who are going to specialize in that. Then we have another path, inaitwa social sciences. These are learners who are good at language and literature. They are good at humanities. They are good at CRE. They are good at social studies and so on and so forth. Humanities wako sawa. Then the other path is called STEM. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Hawa ni watu wale wanajua mahesabu, you know. There are those schools. Like Kiabu High School is one of the STEM model school, yeah, identified by the government. So wale watu wako sawa na sciences, yeah, they want to become doctors, you know. They can pursue that. Yeah, they are good at mathematics. Yeah, our economists are there. They just pursue that. Aviation, all those. So those three parts. So every learner must follow under those three categories. Na ukiangalia Eric, hakuna learner atapotea. Yeah, God must be very generous to all learners. Atamempatia one of those. Hakuna mtu hana all those. Yeah, so it is a very good curriculum. And also another thing that we can learn is that 844 was aimed at perfecting the learner, becoming excellent, you know, yeah, in all the subjects. Yeah, but now in CBC, the learner, we are aiming at progress. Is this learner progressing? Like we normally have we don't call them exam, we call them assessment after every strand. Kama unasoma hesabu ya fractions, you have to use an assessment tool so that you know where is this learner. Yeah, I know the learners are, yes, they are moving at their own paces. Yeah, where is this learner? Has he managed yeah, to understand all about fractions? Ama is he somewhere stuck? How can I help this learner? Yeah, so we are able to identify ama to evaluate progress of the learner. You see, and also I wanted to say that 844 there is a change of structure. 844 you're supposed to just go to preschool, maybe a nursery school, then you go to class 1 to class 8. Yeah, then you go to secondary school, that's 4 years, and 4 years in campus or colleges, or that is tertiary level. But in CBC, we're not talking about of classes anymore, we're talking about grades. Yeah, for this model is it is structured as 2, 6, 3, 3, 3. 2 years in preschool, that is PP1, PP2. So not that siku hizi wana graduate from PP1 to grade 1, to a graduation. Yeah. Then from grade 1 to grade 6. Yeah. Then you now move, that is now primary level. Then you move to junior secondary for 3 good years. Yeah, grade 7, 8 and 9. Then from grade 9 you go to grade 10, that is now senior secondary school. Grade 10, 11 and 12.
Wow.
Then from there you can choose either to go to university or to tertiary. And so there are some who are going to start their own jobs because they are already equipped. Yeah, wewe kusoma computer from class 1. Yeah, nini inaweza kuzuia uanze kazi yako ya computer hapo? Ya cyber, you know. You see? Yeah. So they can choose.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is the most important curriculum that has come to us, and we have to embrace it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I said 844 you are just prepared for exams. Yeah, but in CBC you are prepared for life. How to tackle life issues. Yeah, wow. How to tackle life problems.
And we can see the great benefit already about that. Wow, that's amazing. Let's go to challenges. Na najua hapa ndo moto yote iko both kwa wanafunzi, walimu na wazazi. Na sijui tuanze na nani. Who is the most affected by this?
Okay, the most affected tunasema ni mzazi kwanza. Unajua sasa wazazi wote walisomea 844. Sasa unajua hizi ni kitu gani serikali inatuletea, and as we are used with 844 system. So one of the problems we are getting from the parents is that number one, they are ignorant of this CBC, and thank God that I came so that I can shed the light about CBC. They don't know how it is going on. Yeah, wanaitishwa hiki, wanasema sasa hii ni ya nini naitishwa. So you find instead of that parent supporting the kid, ana complain, anasema hiyo sina hiyo kitu mwalimu anaitisha, and it's something that is affordable. You know, unaitisha, unaambia mtoto kama ni home science, unaambia mzazi anunue nini kama hii uzi ya kushona, yeah, something that is affordable, because we want to train this child naweza kuwa designer in the future. No, they're not supporting yeah that, so we lack support from the parents. Yeah, and another issue from the parents is that at home, you know, kwambia in every strand kuna hiyo issue ya digital. You have to apply that. Their parents about they don't have those gadgets at home. Kama unaambia when you go home, ask your parent to help you with his or her smartphone. Unakuta mzazi bado anatumia nini? Kababe. Unaona? That is another challenge. And maybe because of they are not able to buy such a phone. So you find that learner will be left behind. Because today the government has not really provided most schools with digital devices. Yeah, actually most of the schools we have only one projector and maybe one laptop. Yeah, yet you are teaching these students mambo ya computer from grade 3 all through. Unamwambia mambo ya Microsoft Word, you know, Excel, spreadsheet, hajui unless aione. You know, that's another challenge that they are facing. The learners are facing. Now we are talking about learners. The challenge the learners are facing is lack of resources, of course, from the parents, lack of resources from the government, yeah, lack of resources as teachers. Like now, junior secondary school, the teachers are not enough. We are teaching like 14 learning areas, and we were only posted 3 of us. Yeah, and it means I have to teach like 4 or 5 learning areas as a teacher. Yeah, yet I'm not specialized in that area. Though they are telling us a teacher is always a teacher, you have to teach everything. But in the long run, I know the government is doing everything possible to increase the number of teachers in schools. That's another challenge that we are facing right now, shortage of teachers in schools. It has been there, I don't know since when. And we are hoping it is going to be resolved soon. Yeah, another challenge is the shift. Yeah, the society has not shifted. The teachers, some of the teachers are still have not yet shifted from 844 to CBC. That is something that has to take some time to change, whereby you're not there to give knowledge or to pass information. You're not there to look for mistakes. Yeah, you are there to facilitate. Yeah, you don't know it all. You give time. I will give your learners time to learn, to come up with ideas. You know, that's another challenge the teachers are facing. Changing from 844 way of teaching and CBC way of facilitating. You know, that's a big challenge that teachers we are facing. Yeah, and of course we have to change. I know teachers have gone through various training to make the trainings, yeah, so that we can now know what we're supposed to do. Tusifanye mambo ya hatufanyi. Like before nijue CBC vizuri, you know, I used to teach in high school na topic kama ya nouns. Ilikuwa nouns, hiyo ndio topic. Lakini ukienda CBC unakuta si noun, talking about hygiene. Topic the strand is hygiene. Now noun is hidden there. But they want to emphasize on hygiene, cleanliness. This learner must know how to keep himself clean. You know, so I struggled. Even I had asked my learners, now what is this are we learning here? I want to teach about grammar. Lakini the topic is hygiene. So now after going through the training and retooling, we are able to understand where they are coming from. They want to infuse hygiene. They want to let these learners know cleanliness is part of learning. No. Yeah, and those are some of the challenges we are facing, and of course the solutions are there. Yeah, and I think I want to say this, Eric, that the government of Kenya need to prioritize education. Yeah, they need to hire more teachers. You know, they have to pump more resources in our schools. They have to develop. Unaona zile madarasa tulikuwa tunasomea bado ndizo ziko. Yeah, yet the learners have changed. Yeah, unakuta pale ulikuwa umeketi ukiwa ukirudi shule ulikuwa Eric. I know maybe 10 or 20 years from now unaenda ule shule ulikuwa. Ile desk yako ulikuwa unakalia, kuna mtoto anakalia saa hii, imagine. There's no, yeah, the government need to support and pump more resources.
You know, as we can see, there's a great challenge with the teachers, on the teacher side, on the parent side, but kwa mtoto sana sana tunaona benefits. And for this particular episode, we wanted to guide parents, especially on how do they overcome these challenges that primarily sana sana ziko side ya wazazi, because the learner is benefiting. As a teacher, what are some of the solutions to challenges for parents? What kind of solutions are there for parents to overcome these challenges zenye wanapitia?
Sure. So first of all, I want to ask the parents to accept that the train has left the station. We are no longer going back to 844 system. And yours just to accept. Some of the parents are living in denial, and they are looking forward when they are going to go back there. We are not going back there. So as a parent, first of all, can you accept this is a new curriculum, and this is the way to go? Yeah.
It is impossible to go back.
It is impossible to go back.
Why?
Because these learners from grade 1, they have been learning. They have been going through CBC.
Oh, okay.
So kuniambia kurudisha watoto hawa wako grade 7 saa hii 844, you have wasted a whole lot, a whole generation. Unaona, atuanze another system of education. We go back, we can't go back. These learners, they know how to do things on themselves. Yeah, they have known how to collaborate. They have known how to be united. You know, they have known how to solve problems on their own. You know, actually this hands-on curriculum. They are doing most of the things with their own hands. Yeah, so we cannot go back. So I want to encourage the parent there watching us, just embrace this curriculum. Yeah, and it's going nowhere. Number 2, you have to change your mindset as a parent, that whenever a teacher asks something, that teacher is not asking that thing to benefit himself. Like kama mwalimu wa home science, yesterday they were cooking, ama they were shown how to cook, ama to boil eggs. Yeah. And every learner must come with an egg. Then you are going to find a parent telling the learner, sisi hata hatuna kuku. Unataka nitoe wapi mayai? Yeah, that's a bad attitude. Yeah, instead just give that girl of yours 20 bob. Eda nunue nini? Mayai. Ana benefit. Then that learner akija nyumbani, atakuja kufuza nini? Atakuja nini kujipikia mayai? So yeah, they are gaining a skill. So as a parent, just support your learner. Whenever a teacher asks something, it's because they want them to learn. Unajua wazazi wanasema walimu wanataka kula mayai. No, we are not that greedy that tunataka kula mayai. No, we want them to learn these skills as early as now. Yeah, another thing I want to tell the parents is that collaborate with the teachers. Yeah, whenever they are called for meetings in school, just attend, because that's when you are going to learn more about CBC. Kuna wazazi unawaita wanasema they are not available. Be available for your people, for your child. They need you so much. Now that's when you are going to learn more about CBC. You're going to experience you're going to interact with other parents. You know, akija mkutano, they're going to meet other parents. They're going to share experiences. Now when I see wewe tu unaitishwa those items, you know, just be there. Be there for your child. Yeah, and also support the government Yeah, this thing, you know, a parent is also a stakeholder in education. Yeah, be positive. Yeah, speak well about this. Siwe huko kwa kijiji unaanza kuongea mambo ambayo si mazuri ya CBC. Just speak well about the CBC. Yeah, because I had said the government has focused now. This is the way to go. Yeah, speak well of it. Yeah, encourage even other parents at home. This is the best way, and see the benefit. Kama I also teach business studies. Nikwambia hii CBC unafunza many learning areas. Kwa time we were learning about budgeting, and I asked them, there's what we call parental engagement. Yeah, in every strand. We have to engage parents. So I asked the learners, go and tell your parents you to prepare a budget for this month. Do you know 80% of the learners waliambiwa na wazazi wao budget hatufanyagi huku. But for that learner to come to school the following day, lazima awe amefanya hiyo assignment. So the parent was forced, all the parents were forced to come up with a budget for a whole month. Yeah, and I know after that that parent will be doing that
Budgeting.
ataona hiyo budget ni muzuri. So it's something they have to embrace.
I see. Just I'm still on the parent and affordability. And there are parents that are okay and they are comfortable with the CBC curriculum. They can be able to supply everything that the child is demanded of. Hawana shida. But as a teacher, for a parent who is outside there and listening to you, and they are saying they do their best and they don't have anything else that they can add in terms of resources, even with atasema hata school fee yenyewe inamsumbua kulipa. As a teacher, what advice would you give to this parent based on their level, and what can they do? And also, how do you as teachers and the government and the learner understand their situation?
Okay, we understand that we are in another season whereby economically things are not doing well, but it's a season, and we understand that. So as teachers, we are also sensitive. There are things we cannot ask. Kama in our school, you tell a learner to bring a whole chicken. Yeah. Maybe right now it's costing about 450 to 500 shillings. And yet last night they didn't have even supper. Yeah, you cannot do that. So as a teacher, you can just now show them how to cook. Unaweza to project that.
Okay.
Unaona? So we are understanding the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, we cannot ask something that is exorbitant, something that is will cost you a lot. Yeah, we are very careful, and also we know where we are as a country. But now I want to encourage ama to say this. Huwezi kosa kila kitu. As a parent,
okay.
You know, unaweza itishwa for example, we can ask for a fruit. For example, right now we are in a season of avocados. Yeah, you know, unaweza itisha mzazi avocado. As a good parent, unasema hakuna avocado kwenu. But kwa neighbor siku nayo. Yeah. you can get it, ndio. So siseme hapa useme hii CBC natusubua hata hatuna anatusha vitu hatuna. It is something that you can afford. You can even ask your neighbor to help you with a piece of avocado. There are things they can afford. Si hatuwezi waka afford everything. So I want just to encourage you, just do whatever you can. Yeah, just try your best, and ensure at least you provide not everything, but you provide maybe regularly what the teacher has asked. Yeah, because huwezi kosa kila kitu. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is for for the benefit of your kid. Wanafunzi wana feel vibaya, umemwitisha avocado. Na mzazi alikataa ama kufanya juhudi. Yeah, ku provide. Akija shule, the esteem will be very low. Very low. Very low. And kitu mzazi akifanya nini provide.
Wow.
Yeah.
I see. Let's talk about the emotional element of the whole of this CBC topic, in terms of, I see there's a lot of emotional distress, especially for teachers, the one that went through the former 844 system, na sasa wanaambiwa wafunze maybe kitu hawajui, na pia wazazi hawakuwa wamezoea kusoma, because now it seems like the parent is going back to school on this one, kama hapo the example you've given ya a parent prepare budget, so anasikia pia yeye ni kama anasumbuliwa na hii mambo yenye mnafanya. Talk to that emotional distress, how to handle it, kwa sababu I think it's the one that is causing a lot of this negative energy.
Emotions are there, and we understand that kuna emotional distress. Walimu wamekuwa stressed by that change all of a sudden, yet they were not trained to do that. And one of the things the government has done to solve that, especially on teachers, had said is about retooling and training. Wanataka kutoa hiyo 844 from the teacher, and now they bring now a CBC system curriculum in the teacher. That thing has actually helped us, because we were stressed at the beginning. You are told to go and teach CBC. Now you only know how to teach 844. So that distress ilitoka when we went for training. We made several trainings, and hiyo imetusaidia sana as a teacher. And I know government is doing that. Na itaacha. Actually, even next time we are going to have another training. We are going to have several trainings. Then hiyo emotional distress itaisha from the teacher. Not the parent who is distressed emotionally. I know we'll be calling them for trainings as teachers. A meeting to enlighten some of these things we are doing. And why are we doing this? It's not our own initiative. We are following the directives from the ministry, you know. And we are going to call them for meetings. Also, they can also get information. They can even Google. They can even watch programs like these ones. I know even in the internet you can get so many of things. In the YouTube you can just get matters to do with the CBC, how to go about it, and those emotions they are going to just fade with time. I know it is hard to change. Something that has been there for over 20 years. I know it is something that they has stressed many parents, but in the long run it just fade away. Just get information, just embrace it, and just observe your child, how he is behaving right now. Is this something that is benefiting them? You know how they are carrying themselves. That even you can tell them to prepare supper for you when you just seated there. That thing I think is also something that you can also appreciate. And when you appreciate, hii kitu ni mzuri sana, then you are going to adapt it with time.
Now that we are here, tumefika hapo tumefika, and we are seeing some of these things are irreversible to go back to. How do we get the best out of these situations as teachers, as parents, and even as students?
I want to start with the teachers. That one of the ways that will make us to get the best of this curriculum is just to follow the guideline that is given by Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development. We have curriculum designs that have everything. Just follow that. Don't just come up with your own initiatives. Create a mambo ya 844, you'll be disappointed. You will be frustrated. And that will hit on you as a teacher. Just follow the guidelines. Whenever the government come up with the trainings, attend all of them. Make sure you attend. Just get information. Go online, get resources that you can use to teach. Also you can there's what we call community learning, whereby you can also come up as teachers. You can also come up together. Yeah, just join hands together and see how can we do this thing. Yeah, we share ideas. Yeah, you share experiences. Yeah, there are things that the other teachers are doing. Maybe you're not doing it in your school. Yeah, try to get more information from your your colleagues. Yeah, because you don't know it all, and this will be for your good. And when you go to class, you give the best. Yeah, to the parents, how can we get the best out of this curriculum? I think I had said, first of all, can you embrace it? Your child has embraced it. Watoto wali embrace kitabu. You know, children, they adapt very easily. They are flexible. Yeah, they are good at grasping things, and they are running with it. So, as a parent, yeah, try to catch up with your child. Yeah, akobele sana, just try to catch up with them, and also interact with them. Interact with the content. Interact with the books. And thank God for the case for the CBC, because every night, every evening, there's an activity for the parents. You cannot delegate. Usidelegate your kazi kwa house girl ama kwa house manager. Don't. Hiyo ni parent, inaitwa parental engagement.
Yeah. Lakini sasa mzazi sengine anasema amechoka, ndo ameshinda kazi, amekuja anataka kurelax. Sasa amefika nyinyi mumeleta
hapo lazima mzazi ajipange, siachie watu wengine wafanye hiyo kazi. Hiyo ni ya mzazi, and you are going to benefit from that when you interact with your learner, when you interact with the books they have, because they have books. Yeah, just go through them, just see what they are learning, and you will benefit from this, and you are going now to understand better. Yeah, usikae hapo useme mimi nisoma yangu. Sasa CBC lazima mfanye homework na mtoto wako. Lazima hiyo ni lazima. It's your own responsibility. Yeah, unajua kitabu wazazi walikuwa wameachia watoto walimu. Sasa hii umeshikwa hivi. umeshikwa hivyo. And I remember kuna time mzazi watoto walikuwa wamepewa assignment ya CRE that ensure you capture a photo when you are praying as a family. Unajua? Then you just go and print, you bring it to school. Do you know their parents walistruggle na hiyo kitu sana because they never pray at home. Yeah, and praying, you know how prayer it is, how important it is, even in our families. So that thing lazima mgefanya. Lazima hakuna kupretend. Actually hata nika video. Sometimes unachukua video mzazi akiobesha. Unaona? Unatumia mwalimu. There are those schools ambazo almost every parent akona smartphone. They have created what? A WhatsApp group. Na hapo ndio utarusha nini? Hiyo video. Mkio? Msipofanya hivyo, your child si ataguka hiyo project. Hiyo ataguka kabisa. So you have to do that. Ensure you do what is instructed. And it's for your own good as you interact with the content. Yeah, I think that when you just do that, the best will come out of this system of education. Yeah, and you are going to appreciate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. As a man of faith, I know for the students, for them, you said, wow,
they are okay.
They are okay.
That
is nice. As a man of faith who can speak in the faith context, and you are going to be telling us, does even the church has a role to play all this new change that has happened, even to address the disparity that is there in the community? Using faith, how can you address those kind of issues for especially parents?
Yeah, as a man of faith, as Eric has called me, because I am, is that of course the Bible says, the book of Romans 8:28, that all things work together for good for those who are called according to the purposes of God, and those who love God. And I believe as a parent, there's something good you can see from the CBC, and you can get from the CBC. Yeah, all these things, si mambo ya kubadilisha curriculum, it is for the good. Yeah, just see the good. Achana na hiyo ingine unaona ni mabaya. And out of that, you're going to benefit. Yeah. The church has a big role to play. Like we should be having these forums even in our church. Yeah, like when we are having when the schools are closed, we can call parents. Yeah, we can call experts. Yeah, we can call teachers who are there and try to enlighten the parents. Yeah, the church should organize that. Yeah, and this will help the parents who are in church to see this thing has been also been embraced by the church, something good. And by that, we are going to help these parents. Yeah, na ataona hii kitu ni mzuri na ataifurahia with time. Yes. So the church has a big role. So as a minister of the gospel, let us also preach this. Yeah, to whenever we get the opportunity, teachers who are born again, share this in your churches. Yeah, in your whenever you have a chance, talk about education in our country, how we are faring, what we can do better. Yeah, and this will help big time.
Wow,
big time.
Excellent. Let's talk about the future of this CBC. First of all, what success rates? Where are we at currently, and what is our aims in the coming days that are ahead of us? Alafu, by the just to ask, how is the final exam of this CBC thing? Is it like the formal thing, or this CBC curriculum will tame exam cheating, things like those?
Yeah, we have two types of assessments. One of them is called formative. Formative assessment is done continuously. I told you, like, after every topic, you have to do an assessment. So lazima tufanya a test. You cannot use observation method. You can use rating method, whereby you can rate out of 10, 7 learners were able to do this task. You know, you can use a written test, maybe 5. You can give them like 5 questions, and you can rate them like that. Then afterwards, there's what we call summative assessment. That's the second assessment. At the end of every term, we do an assessment. Yeah, for what we have covered for a whole term. Then you're going to realize there are some gaps. Maybe you're just going to combine the formative assessment that you have been doing regularly and the end of term assessment. We no longer have examination in CBC, we have assessment. And we score. Yeah, we score in percentages, we use what we call assessment rubrics. Assessment rubrics, there are 4 of them. You have heard about exceeding expectation. This is the learner who is able to do the task that has been given, the projects, the activities, ako sawa. Kama ni mambo ya fractions, ako sawa na add, multiply, subtract, all that. Who may exceed expectation. Then we have another one called meeting expectation. We call that ME. This person is struggling a little bit, and maybe anajua ku add, subtract, multiply, lakini kwa division akona kashida fulani. So huyo ni meet expectation. Then we have someone who is approaching expectation. Huyu
Muko na mambo.
Tuko na mambo. And we do this regularly. Yeah. Actually, we have a lot of documentation. Kwa CBC, you have to do that regularly. We may approach expectation. Yeah, kuna ajui mambo ya addition, lakini ajui mambo ya subtraction. Yeah, anajua tu multiplication. Huyu ana approach nini expectation. It is expected for him to do all that. Lakini ana approach. Yeah, although kuna vile tuna rate hiyo. Then ya mwisho ni below expectation. Huyu hajui addition inamshida, subtraction inamshida, multiplication inamshida, division, all that. So you rate like that. But kuna other areas ako sawa. Sinisema kuna mtoto ambaye hata kosa place yake. Kama huyu mwingine ajui hesabu kwa sports ana exceed expectation.
That is wonderful. Naona masaa imetukimbisha. Actually our time has come to an end. But thank you so much because of the great insights zenye umetupea. I'm going to give you a very short period of time, around 30 seconds for your closing remarks, especially kwa speak to parents that are hawajafika kwa CBC, what should be they prepare for, na pia wale wazazi ambao walishamaliza kusomesha watoto, how can they help hawa wenye wako ndani saa hii, so that we all of us in a society can come through for each other. All that in your closing remarks in 30 to 40 seconds.
All right, thank you very much. So as we come to a close, so I want to tell the parents that CBC is going nowhere, and what you're supposed to do is just to embrace it. Do what is humanly possible. Yeah, embrace it. Just support your learner, and I had said in the long run, you're going to see the benefits. 10-15 years, utaona this responsible man in the society, this responsible woman in the society, a person who can create things, you know, a person who can do things on himself, yeah, someone who is self-reliant, you know, and a parent who has done with schooling, who has done with educating his children. I think what you can do, just encourage those who are in school to work hard in school, to continue with the learning. They should not stop, because education, they say the roots are bitter, but the fruits are very sweet. Yeah, just encourage them.
Thank you so
much. And with that, we are good to go.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. Wow. Your appreciation. We thank God because of the gift of life and the ability to be where we are right now, for the gift of life and for the grace. Special appreciation to Bishop Dr. Thomas Mothe and Reverend Phyllis Mothe, because of your labors in the Lord have borne very great fruits, na tunafurahi na tunasema ni asante because of this platform. And to you, our viewer, we love you, we appreciate you, and we pray for you every day. See you tomorrow for another fantastic episode here on the Uchao Don't Break Show. Mr. John Kimani, asante sana kwa kuja, and God richly bless you for enlightening us on CBC. I feel sasa najua.